A local organization is giving a voice to folks with disabilities. We have Peter Wong here joining us this morning.
Right, with the APIDC. And
thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your program and where you're located too?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me this morning. It's a mouthful. It's APIDC, which stands for, Asian Pacific Islanders with Disabilities of California. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We moved to Los Angeles a couple of years ago from Oakland. We're a statewide organization. We started out as a coalition in 1998. And in 2008, with a grant from the Kellogg's Foundation, we became a nonprofit 501c3 organization. And we operate in California, but there's no other organization like us throughout the nation. So we're an advocacy, educational, and a training organization. We've been invited to speak on disability issues, particularly when it affects minority communities, Asian communities, and immigrant communities throughout the nation. We spoke in Ohio and Pennsylvania and New York, but our base operation is really in the state of California.
Wow, that's amazing. Is there an age requirement, or what are the age ranges of all your students?
We work with both working age adults for the most part. We don't have direct services, but we are a training and education organization. So working age adults, we define them as 18 to 64. And what we do is that we have a couple of things three programs that are in APIDC's orbit. First, we do statewide conferences for Asians with disabilities, their families.
What types of disabilities do you usually not just focus on, but support?
We support all types of disabilities as defined by the federal government, the ADA requirements. They range from physical disabilities, mental, developmental, medical disabilities, folks with cancer and long-term health issues, and also vision, sensory type disabilities as well.
And how did you get started, or what made you?
Our founder, her name is Patricia Kinaga. She's an employment attorney in Los Angeles. In 1997, she was appointed to the President's Commission for Employment for People with Disabilities. This is a national commission. It was in the Clinton administration. It has since been folded into the Department of Labor. But Patty was appointed, and she was the first and only Asian American on that panel.
Oh, wow.
Did she have some personal experiences with disabilities, or with family or friends, or share a little bit about why she got behind that?
She's an employment attorney, so these are a lot of law-related issues dealing with the ADA, workplace issues. And when she was asked to see if she was interested, she definitely she looked at the roster. And this is a national roster, and it's based in Washington, D.C. There were very few people of color represented on that commission, and virtually no one from the Asian Pacific Islander community on that commission. In fact, when she first joined and went to the first commission meeting, she talked about how this is an invisible community. There's an issue here in this community, and some of the other commissioners from other parts of the country say, "Oh, really? We've never seen you guys or heard from you guys ever."
Interesting. So you talked about there were three main things that you do.
Yes.
You did the training.
I can go through the...
Go through really quickly. Because I want to hear.
Okay, sure. The first thing that we do is we do statewide conferences. We don't do them every year. They're very work intensive and large. We just had one in Pasadena.
What is your second thing?
The second thing is the Youth Leadership Institute, which we're very proud of.
And this is what you have your plaques here for, which is fantastic. And tell us about your third.
And the third is we're working on a program called Pathways to Employment, where we're working not just with the students and the community colleges, but with the corporations and parents on designing a roadmap to employment. Not just training, but having the corporations help us design programs where they can fit into their own corporate structure and their employment opportunities.
Are there any success stories you would want to share?
Well, I can share that for our Leadership Institute. We usually train between 5 to 7 a year. It's small, intensive. We have over 20 trainers. It's funded largely by the Christopher Reeves and Diana Reeves Foundation. and also the Southern California Gas Company and NBC Universal.
Wow.
And the community colleges and four-year colleges in the area, they nominate students from the Disabilities Office to our program.
That's
Peter
great.
Wong, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
being on, and thank you so much for the work that you do with APIDC.
Thank you
very
for
much.
being here. Up next, it's the Taste of Sunrise.
Your favorite, right?
So excited.
We're going to
we have
have-
fresh cut catering here.
Right, Sheena Roselle.
What are we
she'll be
cooking?
on with us. We're going to have some kind of a encrusted
Almond encrusted.
ahi.
Mahi mahi.
So there we go. It'll be up next.